happy Women's Month, celebrating women, and this is Black Women's Week. So, we're going to talk about the issues and challenges that Black women, the racism and discrimination that Black women still have to deal with. So, this one is about the public transportation, Black women taking buses. So even here in LA, I just had this bus driver, and I'm your girl, rapper, singer, Blondie Pink, comedian, actress, civil rights leader, Michelle Hope Walker. So out here in Los Angeles, California, Metro bus. Actually, this bus was bus 217, because y'all know when I be out, because I be doing my comedy and music, and so sometimes I'm out later, whatever the case may be. But buses, public transportation, is there to help get you from A to B. You're paying your fare, you get on the bus. You're supposed to be treated just like all customers. There should not be any discrimination against you because you are a Black woman, or you're Black or woman, or just period. There should not be any discrimination, but there's a lot of discrimination against Black women. First of all, a lot of times, sometimes the buses won't even pick you up. You almost have to pray. And it's sad. It's so sad. Like I said, with comedy, I can tell y'all, it's fun. I can find funny and everything, even when the stuff is sad and it's so wrong. You're like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Because it's sad. But buses won't even pick up Black women. When you're at a bus stop, you actually got to pray and hope that somebody else is at that bus stop, meaning another race that is not Black. Because it can skip all of us Black people. And sometimes they'll be so even mean that if there's a Black person at the stop, even if there's other races, they'll still pass by that stop like they didn't see. You know what I'm saying? And I even one time was on the bus, and I was waiting for the bus right there at the stop. And the guy tried to shut it. I'm like, why are you, shutting, because there's people getting on the bus. And so when he got to me, he tried to shut the door. And I think somebody else stepped up and then get on. And I think I asked him, I said, well, why would you? Well, I didn't know and I was afraid. What are you afraid of? I was just at the stop. I didn't do anything wrong to you, but and then I just stopped the conversation. And these days, really now with public transportation, you really can't even really talk. First of all, but let me go back to the Metro bus, Los Angeles, California. And a lot of times I'm talking about Los Angeles, California, because this is where I live. So the Metro bus is here. But again, it can be anywhere, because y'all know I travel. A lot of times I tend to take public transportation. Yes, I do have a car here at home, and I do drive at times, but a lot of times I am taking the public transportation. It's just easier to drop off, to get off a bus and go to where you're going versus spending a lot of time trying to find parking, or spending $25 or $30 or more on parking, and then I, have gotten, and I thought I was doing good because I was paying for the parking. I was coming back at the time that I need to. I think I missed 1 minute, and then the parking ticket went up to, I was like, no, I can't do this. I don't mind catching a bus. I know some people, that's what's there. Public transportation is for all people to take buses, not just, I don't know why some people feel like public transportation is just for poor people to catch. No, public transportation is for all people to take the buses, the trains, or whatever you want to do. And the people that operate the public transportation are supposed to be respectful, give customer service to all of the customers, except us Black customers. They do not do that. They're always looking at us like they're criminalizing us, like we're criminals when we get on the bus. Almost the same thing that we have to deal with the store racism. There's public transportation racism, which here in Los Angeles, we have a bus union, and they even addressed that. They did a thing where they had even the big posters that said "Stop racism" on the buses. Stop bus racism. And it's so true, especially when it comes to Black people, because they would just pass you. But again, this recent incident. So again, and it wasn't even late, because I've learned to, even when I'm doing public transportation, I usually try to go ahead, do what I'm gonna do, and start heading back home around at 10 or 11, and I really try to, if I'm using public transportation, I try to get back home before 12, because the buses start going slower the later it gets, and plus you don't want to be at a bus stop as a Black person by yourself, so you want to move about while there's still a lot of people out at stops, because a lot of times the bus drivers will not stop for Black people. This is so sad, and especially will not stop for Black women. So like I was saying, this part told me he was scared, and I didn't do not one thing to him. I'm just at the stop, get on the bus. So then that's racist. So you just basically scared of Black. I have not done anything to you. So again, that is so wrong. But again, I just stopped that conversation. I didn't keep on, because then they get argumentative with you. Then they try to act like you're doing something wrong, which that's what I'm saying about this bus 217 recently here. So today's date is March 30th, 2024. And you know, it's right before Easter and Jesus. I love me some Jesus. I'm a Christian. I'm saved. So we're getting ready to celebrate how Jesus rose. And that's also having that relationship with God, praying, meditating with God, you know, having that relationship with God help you to be able to deal with this racism that we are constantly having to deal with as Black women. This is Women Month. So I'm really talking from the women perspective. And this is Black Women's Week as African American Policy Forum. Has really put aside the last week of Women's Month in March to be Black Women's Week. And they talk about the status of Black women and different things and the racism we have to deal with, discrimination, all that kind of other things. So you can go to AAPF, African American Policy Forum, and look at their videos, Kimberly Crenshaw, and say her hashtag, say her name. And I love that organization. But anyway, so we're talking about public transportation racism. Right now I'm talking about Los Angeles, California, the Metro Bus 217. So again, it was still early. I think it was like 10 something. A lot of times I leave the comedy clubs like I'm Cinderella, like I got to get out of here before midnight for the clock struck 12. Why? Because these buses will pass you by, then you standing out there on the corner, and I'm telling you, just standing out on the corner waiting for the, and sometimes the bus stops may not just be right at the corner, be, you know, because I tend to stand right up under the sign, you know, because then they'll pass you. They look for any excuse to pass a Black woman up at a bus stop, right? Oh, well, you weren't standing by the bus stop. Well, I didn't know if you wanted the bus. I'm right here at the bus. What do you mean you didn't know if I want? They just make up stuff and lie because they do not want Black women on their buses. You know, it just be sad. It'd be so sad. You know, so like I said, you got to pray and hope that there's some other race, some white people at the stop, or even Latino people, just some other races other than Black. And you got to hope that the bus drivers will even stop then. Sometimes they still won't stop. Then when you get on the bus, they look at you all suspiciously. You know, you paying your fare. You just like all the other customers. You're not doing nothing no different. You're not doing nothing wrong to them. But they just treat you very negatively different, which is called discrimination. When you're singling people out like they single Black women out and act like they're afraid of them or act like they're suspicious of them. And why are you, I'm a customer just like everybody else getting on this bus to catch the bus to go from A to B, you know. And then, like I said, even when you're out there waiting for the bus. So actually, we're talking too about protecting Black women and how unsafe it can be. So that's also too why sometimes a lot of Black women are like, no, I'm not catching this bus because there's so much stuff you got to deal with. But my thing is too, our tax money pays for these public transportations. And I am a customer. And I have the right to catch this bus and feel safe when I catch the bus. I shouldn't be harassed by the bus drivers. I shouldn't be, you know, because sometimes when they talk about this happened to bus driver, that happened to bus driver, first of all, it don't even be Black women. It's all that discrimination they do towards Black women. A lot of times it's not even Black women that's doing all this, but yet they mistreat Black women. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, so sometimes it's a sad story that some bus driver, but, you know, a lot of times the bus driver be harassing people, especially Black people. They do all kind of little stuff. They'll say stuff to you. So that's what happened to me even recent. So this is March 30th, 2024. So let's say I was at the comedy. So when was that? I want to say it was Monday. Yes, it was Monday. I was because I was coming back from shouts out to DeRay, comedian DeRay, and he has his Monday nights at Hollywood Improv. So I was coming back from the Hollywood Improv. Like basically, I just went down there for a minute, seeing, you know, hey, networking a little bit, and then, you know, it's like, okay, come on, because again, I'm like Cinderella. I want to hurry up and get off these buses because the later it get, the more racist and discrimination you experience from these bus drivers that won't even stop and pick you up. Los Angeles, California, and this is bus line 217. Now, I know the bus drivers sometime, you know, on 217 can sort of be okay, but I would never forget early on when a bus, literally, I was at the bus stop, just passed me by, and I was the only one at the bus stop. So I've learned to, you know, have my strategies as I'm standing at the bus stop to try to help make sure the bus stops. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's always good to have other people, you know, I'm always like relieved when there's other people at the bus stop of other races because they're not going to leave them. They don't look at them suspicious. And that's what you know is discrimination against Black women and Black people overall with these bus drivers. And so I feel like actually, especially Metro bus, Los Angeles, California Metro bus needs to do more diversity training. No, we don't need to do that. We got to watch that word diversity because when we go diversity, they start talking about everybody else but Black people. No, they need to do a training on to not discriminate against Black people at the bus stop. Do not discriminate against Black women at the bus stop. I don't care if you have had any other challenges with Black women. Not all Black women act the same, you know, because if they have a challenge with white women or other women, they don't stop picking up white women. You know what I'm saying? And it's so strange because first of all, also it's the interaction. if you are the bus drivers, if you are mistreating black women or different things like that, and see, that's the thing people don't get into, is that a lot of time, white people and people who are not black, non-black people, they don't have to deal with the discrimination that black people and black women have to deal with, because people give them good customer service. They don't treat them like they're negative. They don't treat them negative like they're treating the black woman. And so that's why a lot of people don't understand, so as soon as you say something about discrimination, racism, they start looking at the black woman like the black woman did something wrong, and you ain't done nothing wrong. You're a customer, you're a paying customer, you got them, but the bus driver starts just harassing you. So the best thing to black women, just be quiet, be quiet. And like I said, if you feel unsafe, you turn your video on. You know what I'm saying? Because we do have the right, when we feel unsafe, to turn on our video. You know what I'm saying? To make, and really, as a black woman, you really need to, because they will not believe. They always act like the black woman is the aggressor, and we are not the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? But people just, and don't nobody save you. The bus driver can be on there just drilling you, degrading you, being racist and discriminative towards you, and nobody on that bus will help you, because a lot of them don't like black people either. A lot of them are not black on the bus, and they don't like black people. And sometimes even they are black, they don't like you. Yeah, no, I'm a comedian, Michelle Hope Walker. It's sad though, but they don't like you either. A lot of black people don't like other black people. Sad. And they especially don't like black women. That's what I'm saying. It's so hard right here for us black women, because nobody likes us sometimes. We can be in spaces that no one likes the black woman, and you are out there by yourself. No one is protecting you. No one's gonna stand up for you. So, a lot of times you are just quiet, even when people are degrading you and mistreating you. You are just quiet and praying in your mind, God, please help me to get home safely. You know what I'm saying? So like Malcolm X said, the most unprotected person is the black woman. The most disrespected person is the black woman. So again, it's Women's Month. This is Black Women Week. We're talking about it. Black women in public transportation. So again, Los Angeles, California, Metro Bus 217, and it was around 10 something. Yeah, because again, I'm like Cinderella trying to hurry up. And so I caught the bus down, and as soon as I got on, he was not a black driver. And I don't know if he was Latino. He might have been Latino or some other, as far as his race. But he just started berating. So when I didn't pay, I always make sure I pay. I'm paid, and so I'm standing right there, and he just wasn't moving the bus. So I just was trying to figure out, did I do something wrong? So I was like, and then he was like, well, I'm just, I don't know, he just started degrading me. So I just stood there and didn't say anything. I've learned, don't say a word, because also they got cameras on. And so you have to watch it, because to make sure that all your actions continue to look pure, because people are quick to blame the black woman. Now, a white woman can be on there just talking crazy to the bus driver, mistreating the bus. This is what white women can do. White people or white women, because I've seen them on there. Oh my gosh, they will dive into, and the bus drivers will just act so accommodating. But well, how can I help you, ma'am? This is what they do with white women. Oh, they accommodate white women. White women can get on there and act a fool on these buses, and they will not look at them strange. The bus driver try to do everything they can to help that white woman. Black women, don't you do that. Because the first thing they're going to try to do is try to push their little button to call the police, and you haven't even done anything. And then when the police come there, again, we have to deal with that. They don't like black women either. So no matter what somebody say, they can lie on you, and still you will end up being the one in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So this bus driver, he just started going in, and I haven't done anything. I done paid, just, waiting them for the bus to take, and then he finally takes off. He says something negative, and I'm just quiet. I've learned to just, I'm learned to don't say a word. And then he just says something else that really got me feeling unsafe. So I'm like, this is, and then he even starts saying he feels unsafe, so this bus driver was trying to get me in trouble, and I haven't done anything to him. Here I am, just a black woman on the bus who's trying to go home. And I guess he just don't like black women. And he just started, saying things and doing actions like for the camera. Then he happened to mention that the camera don't pick up words, because I think maybe I was like that, why are you doing this to me or something like that, and he, like, well, the camera sees it, well, the camera don't pick up word, so I just was quiet.